Jermaine. Just Jermaine. Just Jermaine. Just Jermaine. Just Jermaine. Just Jermaine. Just Jermaine.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Just Jermaine Podcast. I'm about to randomly call a good friend of mine who's also a great artist, good songwriter. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm about to call Jerrell Sharpe right quick.
Hello?
Yes, this is Milton. Can I speak with Jerrell Sharpe, please?
Oh, okay, hold on real quick.
All right.
Jerrell? Hey, Herman, where's Jerrell at?
Well, last time I checked, he was in the bathroom.
Go down there to the bathroom and see if he down in there.
But hold on, you know what? I forgot. He went out the bathroom about 2 minutes ago. I bet money in that doggone kitchen. Cause I cooked me some of that soup with the big old beef tips in there. And I know he in there, probably in that soup right about now.
Hold on.
Hold on real quick.
Hey, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
You mean to tell me I called this man and he went in the bathroom and went straight into the kitchen?
Well, hopefully he washed his hands. If he didn't wash his hands, I'll definitely tell him to do so before he grabbed his phone, because I don't do germs.
All right, so Herman, please explain to me why you're grabbing me like this. You got a phone call, and next time you get out that bathroom and go to the kitchen, did you wash your hands? Yes, I washed my hands, Herman. I mean, I think that would be very unsanitary if I didn't wash my hands. Well, here, get the phone.
Okay, here goes your ear. Hold on. Thanks, Grandma.
You're welcome, sure.
Boy, you is something else. Boy, you need to be Tyler Perry himself.
Come on now.
You just did 3 different people. That really did sound like somebody's grandma.
Right.
Right.
That's a Ricky Smiley jump for real.
Yeah, I can definitely tell, because when I went into my Milton, well, hey, Jerrell, what you doing? Boy,
I call him Herman.
Well, you call that dude Herman, though.
That song of Herman. But say both our voices. But say your voice do something like a legit Milton. That song of Herman.
Man, how you been, bro?
Man, all is well, man. All is well. How about you?
I've been good, man. I've been good. But look, check this out, man. I got you on this podcast that I'm doing.
Okay.
Basically, what I'm doing now, this is my 5th episode.
Okay.
And I know I really ain't told you nothing about it. I just popped up and called you. So check this out. What I want the people to know, because as an artist and as a songwriter, they always hear the final product. But they never hear the story of how songs was created and why they was created, the processes, the horror stories, you know, if you trying to get to the studio and you ran out of gas, you know, just regular stuff that happens all the time when it comes to the studio.
Right.
So, you know, that's basically what I want the people to know. And
okay.
Because I know as a dope artist as yourself, well, you got anything that you're currently working on?
Actually, I just made the decision to go ahead and start on my project now, because Siobhan's pretty much done with his, and we're about to get on the ball with him. Like I said, I helped him out a little bit with his project, so now we're about to kind of switch paces. Like I said, while he promote his album, like I'm gonna start doing something, and of course I'm gonna have him by my side, of course, along with the rest of the team, which includes yourself and whoever else.
It's definitely an honor to be able to put God's gift into such project on somebody who has God's voice. I don't know if y'all, I mean, come on. Hey, go ahead and let the folks know where they can get some of y'all music from, man. Especially, it was one song that I know that was produced by Justin. But
right.
What was the name of that track?
It's called Feel Good.
Feel Good. Tell people where they can get it from.
They definitely can get it on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, any of the other music outlets that are out there. They're definitely it's definitely on all those music outlets. So like I said, that was a pretty dope track, man. So yeah, it's definitely up there.
Just so the people can know that I'm not just talking, sing them a bar or two just so they can hear your voice.
Hey, all right, I got you. 'Cause there's something in the air I can't describe. I know it makes me feel alright.
See? Hey, listen to that run, though.
It was a little rough, but hey, it's all right, though.
I know I caught you off guard with it. Then he gave you time to clear your throat, drink no water, lemon, some hot honey lemon tea or nothing. So, with that being said, now that the people done heard your voice, now I know they're gonna go and just take a listen to what you've done and what's coming. So, with the album that you're currently working on, what's the name of it?
It's gonna be called "I'm Saved."
I'm Saved. Why did you call it that?
It's gonna actually be kind of the opposite of what the name of the title is, and it's basically based on when people first get saved. People don't never explain what happens after the day they leave the church and they get saved, because truth of the matter is, when we get saved, we still have those same issues that we went in there with, but now we just accept the fact that, listen, I need help, and now that I got that help, I have to take what I've learned today and go out into where I used to be at and learn how to escape all those things. But and basically it's a real life story about when I first got saved, what the experience was, how I felt, and what I did after that day I got saved. And it's also like a reminder, like throughout our everyday lives, like, of course, like Christian doesn't mean perfect. It means that I'm imperfect, but I have the perfect Savior. I have the perfect help to get me through the stuff I'm dealing with. And everybody has the things they deal with every single day.
Right.
So it's kind of like, in the midst of doing these things, I believe that the Holy Spirit always is speaking to you at all times throughout your day, even at your dirtiest moment, even at your most unsaved moment. The Holy Spirit still talks to you, guides you, and directs you. So that's basically what this album is about. It's going to be about after I got saved, things that I did after I got saved, and how the Holy Ghost was talking to me, trying to help me get past some things, how to get through some stuff I was dealing with, and to the point where I truly realized that this life is not a joke. This life that I've chosen now is a lot better than what I used to live. It's not going to always be good, but the things that do happen will be for my good, to elevate, you know what I'm saying, in Christianity, in Christ, so that way I can be a better man for the people who God has ordained me to meet in my life. So,
that is awesome. That's awesome.
So, and it's amazing. Like I said, it all came to me, like I said, and I really love my relationship with the Lord. I really do, because no matter where I'm at, the Lord talks to me, and it's almost like, Lord, I'm at work, and it's just like, hey, I mean, I gotta talk to you about stuff. I'll be like, okay, that's cool. All right, what you got? But I was definitely at work when this happened, and I mean, there was no, of course, like everything in life that happens, like, of course, there's no alarm, there's no, warning, like, hey, this is about to happen. But
True. I
was at work when the Lord started just telling me about music, and I'm just like, all right, Lord, like, well, what's the title gonna be? And it's kind of like, the Lord just got quiet, didn't tell me anything. So that led me to pray and ask, okay, Lord, well, if I do this, like, what name, what will help your name be glorified in this project? And that's when I'm Saved came out, and I'm just like, okay, well, I mean, where do I go with this? And it's like directly the Lord gave me what I need to do, how I need to approach it, and what to do from that point on. And it's crazy because even today, there's some things going on now. I'm pretty sure you guys have heard of my good brother, Sharpe. His album just came out, his album is coming out August the 2nd. So definitely pre-order that when you get a chance. It's also pre-order on iTunes, Google Play. No matter where you go, you can definitely pre-order it now. So make sure you cop that. But a few events happened today, and it's amazing how the Lord works, because even in the midst of your chaotic situations, there's still a plan within all the chaos, all the dirt. All you have to do is just wipe it off, and you can see what the final reveal of what that is. And just this morning, I woke up and the Lord spoke and told me, go, stop waiting. Just go and stop waiting.
Facts.
So
yeah,
that's why today the decision was made. I've been planning it for a good little while, but the Lord's just saying, just go and stop waiting. So as of this moment, as of today, I'm about to just go and not look back until I have done what the Lord has instructed me to do.
You know what? That might have been the title of a song or album right there. Go and Stop Waiting.
You know what? See? Look at that. That's
Look at that.
dope.
Yeah, actually it
dope.
is. Based off what you was just saying right then, Go and Stop Waiting. That would definitely be dope. Like if you can actually put something like that together and just be able to put that whole concept together, man, that would actually be really, really dope if you was able to do that.
Right.
Look at that. Just for a regular conversation, just gave you a whole another idea for a song. That is crazy.
That is, man. It's great minds just throw out great things, and you, sir, have a great mind. I just want to tell you that, by the way.
Man, to God be the glory, because that's who gave it to me. That's who gave it to me.
I know that's right.
I tried to be obedient, man, and do the things that he wanted me to do. Like this, he definitely put this on my heart, man, because it's a lot of things that people don't recognize is that engineers have a voice. Engineers can go in the studio and we actually talk to people. We actually help produce, so we actually become executive producers sometimes while we're in the studio. And people don't, and a lot of people don't recognize it, but if they don't understand audio and they just sit down and they listen to their engineer, sometimes it can help guide them on what they need to do as far as making a hit on the records. Because
it definitely does.
Yeah, it definitely does, because the engineer, he knows audio. He can hear he or she can hear things quicker, faster, and better than the average artist or producer. Because from a producer standpoint, they're listening more for the music and that side of things, and the artist standpoint, they're listening more for the vocal. But from an engineer standpoint, they're like, okay, the producer gave me the canvas, and the artist gave me the paint. Now I got to make a masterpiece out of two different ideas. See, they're two separate things, but I can't put the vision that both of you guys have for this particular record until the engineer actually puts that paint that the artist gave them on the canvas that the producer put in place. It all comes together. So with that being said, I was able to become an engineer of yours for quite a few of your records that you have done before. And I must say we have shared a lot of moments where the artistry doubled, is sometimes tripled in the studio when everybody put their minds together, because everybody has different ideas. It's been a lot of ideas where it's been a lot of ideas where we had and we tried it and it was like, no, we'll rock with something else or whatever we just did. But that's why you got to bring great minds into the studio with you. So when you're in the studio and everybody is coming together with this, like, to me, I prefer the artist, producer, the songwriter, of course, the engineer, and one hype dude. Just somebody, like a support system. Just that random person that really don't do music, but they know something hot when they hear it. Because when you got that one person that be in the back, man, they're like, yo, that joke was on fire. That joke was fire right now.
It gives you a whole different level. You're like, yo, I'm ready to go now. I'm about to sing.
It does. It really does. It boosts your energy level to a whole nother level that you did. I remember them times we did that a couple times, and y'all was singing slow records, and y'all had way too much energy. We was like, well, bring it down. Bring it down.
Right.
You're like, yo, this is a ballad. You can't be in there that crunk.
Right. Oh, snap.
It be like that, man. But you need them five right there
You
can make
definitely right,
some
man.
of the greatest records.
All those attributes that you just brought up, man, it brings like complete structure to like the project that's being done. You know what I mean? Because like you just said, man, me and you have done like so many like joints together. You know what I mean? And like of course, like you said, like there's input that you gave me. So I'm like, yo, that's actually a dope idea. And not only that, it pushed me outside of my comfort zone. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
I'm used to doing one thing, but now you're challenging me to do something else. And what happens is people say, yo, that was a dope idea. And it's like you can't take all the credit because, you know, it wasn't your idea, but the person that gave you the idea saying, well, listen, like you executed it. So not like you know what I mean? Like, good job, bro. Like you made it happen. It's like, nah, bro, like, you gave it to me. I would never thought of that unless you told me.
Right.
And when it comes together, it's like perfect harmony once it hits that track. And it, like I said, most people don't understand what the engineer does, but like I said, I can be the first or second person to say it. Like the engineers play a bigger role than what will probably ever be displayed. You know what I mean?
True. And that is true. And it's vice versa. Because the artist and the producer can actually make the engineer better too. Because
right.
Our artists will usually come in with something very crafty, like, yo, I want my voice to sound like this in this part. And the engineer can be like, yo, I never heard of that, or I never done that, but I will try my best to get it done. And there has been moments where we have done that on some records, and next thing you know, we done created something that's never been heard before.
Right.
And I was like, well, doggone, I didn't know how to do that, but now I do. So that glory, that little bit of glory there, man, that little bit of light, it goes both ways. That's why I said it is so valuable for everybody to be able to gel together. Because I did a interview the other day with another engineer, and he was talking about basically how you have some artists, they can't gel with the producer, and it makes the engineer's life crazy. Now the engineer can't really mix the record because it doesn't sound good, because the artist is on one page saying I should perform it like this, and the producer's on a whole nother page saying, no, you should perform it like that. If you don't gel, you need to find you another producer or another artist or whoever song it is. And that's the same thing when it comes to your engineer. If your engineer can't find your sound, go find you one that can find your sound. But once you find your team, once you get the engineer that knows your sound, you get that right producer that can produce the right records that's for your voice, because every producer can't produce in different notes. And everybody don't sing in the key of C.
Right.
For some reason, everybody start everything in the key of C. Everything. But and even when they're in C, they can't go but so low of an octave or so high of an octave. And then what if the artist can't perform in those octaves?
Right.
So they got to be able to gel. You got to know one another. You got to know what somebody can and cannot do. But at the same time, you want to push that person to try it if they cannot do it. But don't push them so hard to the point where they start to get discouraged a little bit.
Right. And you're definitely right, because one thing that I'm thankful for is, like I said, yourself saying, like I said, Justin Pelham, who's a great producer, man. Like I said, when it came to my voice, because right now, and I'm pretty sure you know this, bro, like in the game now, like you don't have many people, and I'm not trying to sound cocky or arrogant, but like I said, you don't have too many people in the game who have a baritone type voice,
right,
that are singing nowadays. It's like everybody wants to be a tenor and hit the and all this stuff, and you know, do all the fancy runs, and you know, always want to sing in that tenor or that high tenor stage. But you know, nowadays, like I said, when you go record, and when I went to record, it's like my sound has been found so easily, or even as we're warming up, as we're going, it's like the engineer is on, and also the producer has to have that mindset. Okay, listen, where is this guy sound? What will make him sound right with the voice that he has? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like you said, it's definitely important. It is definitely important, because I've been to studios before where I know for a fact that I found myself in the studio now. I know how I want to record. Boom. So, okay, let's go to this studio. And I remember going and I'm singing, and I'm just like, okay, this is not coming out how I wanted to sing. So I'm asking questions like, hey, are you gonna pre-mix anything, or hey, like, what are you got going on right now? Oh no, man, I'm just waiting on you, man. You ready for the next part? I'm just like, I don't think you're ready for the next part because this definitely don't sound like me, or this is definitely not like gonna help, like, do what I need you to do to my voice. So you sure you want to go ahead and move to the next part? Yeah, man, I'll do everything after we record everything. I'm like, okay. And when we get to it, he does the regular thing, like, okay, I'm gonna send you a track to what you sound like. I'm gonna do a little mixing here and there, and I'm gonna send you something. You tell me what you think. And when he sent it back, my first response was like, okay, no, this is not the guy that I want to talk to. It's not the guy that I want to record with right now, and I'm gonna have to go somewhere else because this is definitely not working. And even the vibe in the studio didn't work. So
that's so important. The vibe is so important.
Very important because, like I said, what you said, bro. I remember one time when I came to the studio, and I remember I wasn't so much in the mood. I don't remember telling you why I wasn't in the mood, but I just wasn't there. And I think you had picked up on it. I think after you picked up on it, we just went through some songs. We had a little talk. By the time we were ready to record, of course, number one, I forgot totally what I was dealing with. And when I went to that booth, I feel like, I'm about to unleash all my wrath on this track. Like I'm about to decimate this track right now. You know what I mean?
Right.
And like I said, it was probably a slow joint. You know what I mean? But I had the energy to say, oh, I'm gonna kill it. And it's like, all right, Jerrell, just calm down a little bit. Like, you're doing good. You have the energy, but
right.
Remember what you're doing right now. And
but that's a good thing that you got out of that. You was able to get out of that negative mindset.
Oh yeah, because it plays a big effect, man. It does.
And a lot of people don't know how to recognize things like that. They don't know how to bring the gift out of somebody. And unfortunately, I was fortunate enough to gain a gift from God, to be able to recognize the talent in people even when they are not able to see it themselves.
Amen.
So that gift alone is one of the main reasons why I do what I do. Because when someone, I know for a fact God has called them to do something greater than what they're doing. I usually recognize that gift before they even think about, oh man, I never thought about that. You know what I'm saying? Because even when I was like, for an example, there was a guy when I used to work at the jail, maybe 10 years ago, something like that. I can't remember how long ago it was, but I was working at the jail, and there was a guy that was in there, thought he was a nobody. You know what I'm saying? Of course, he was gang banging, doing what he do.
Mm-hmm.
And I seen something in him, man, and I can't quite put the hammer on the nail of what it was, but you finished?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I had to put my phone up so it wouldn't die. Sorry about that.
That boy was smacking, boy. I'm like, what in the world?
Dre, you all right? Just hold on.
You done made me lose my train of thought. I know you ain't been too long got married, boy. I was about to say, boy, I know this boy ain't getting there and trying to get busy with his wife in the middle of the joint like that. I said, this is loose.
Come on, man.
I'm about to say, this is loose.
Come on, man. Like Tony Baker, what the heberdashes and hemoglobins is going on here?
You know how y'all newlyweds is, man. Y'all newlyweds, man. Y'all can't stay off of one another, man. But I used to be there where, I've been married for a long time now.
Oh, yeah.
A long time. There's some trials and tribulations in marriage, just like it is in the studio. There's a lot of trials and tribulations. You're going to go through it, but it's all about the final product.
Right.
No matter how rugged it is, like in the studio, okay, you come in with an idea, the producer comes in, some of the tracks is louder than others, the bass is too loud, you recorded it, and now you done messed up on some of the notes, you done left the studio, now you gotta come back, now you gotta re-record a couple parts, now you gotta punch in this, punch in that, and now the engineer gotta go in and mix it level. The next thing you know is people hear the final product, they be like, man, that song was amazing. And the song was 3 minutes long, not knowing that it took 5 days to make.
Right.
That's
right.
what marriage is, bro.
Yeah,
you can't get married and think in 2-3 years y'all gonna know one another and everything good. Man, you got people out here 50 that been married for 50 years and they still don't know each other well. Bro, it takes a lifetime to learn somebody.
It does.
But the best part about it is just like the recording process. And when you're recording a record, right?
Mm-hmm.
As you are recording a record, usually when you get to the second verse is when you realize that the first verse won't hit.
You're right.
You're
right.
In a marriage, usually when you get a couple years down the road, you start to learn each other better. And then that's when you start recognizing your own flaws that you didn't see 2-3 years ago.
Oh, that's good. That is good.
It takes time. Everything takes time. That's why it takes so long for people to put out these records. Like with Michael Jackson, man. Michael Jackson put out 100 records, every album. He had 10 to 15 on the album.
Mm-hmm.
But the man recorded 100 records per album. Matter of fact, I did an interview with Damien the other day.
Mm-hmm.
Come to find out, we recorded 27 records for that Rise album. So that's 17 tracks that didn't make it.
Right. And it's not to say that they probably won't ever make it, you know what I mean?
Right. They might end up on another album. You never know where they may end up. But you never know. Just like with Old Town Road and Booed Up by LMA, them two records there, man, when they hit, people don't know that those records was actually out a year before they actually hit.
Wow.
A lot of people don't know that. The thing is, they didn't give up on the craft. They kept the faith in those records, and they kept pushing and pushing until it hit.
That's amazing too, man. Like I said, man, when it comes to music, man, it takes so much work, and like people don't even see it, you know what I mean? And it's not so much of a cry, but it's kind of like, hey, this is what it takes to give you guys, what you're looking for. So that's why most of the times we ask for criticism or anything, or we're asking for that one share or asking for that one like, you know what I mean? Like I said, we're not being, bossy or begging, or we're not trying to get on your nerves. It's just that, listen, we've taken all the time that we have. We done got, I think, I can't remember where we went one time, but I know one time we went to the studio. On the way there, it was on the impression listen, we got some gas, we're good to go, we're going to eat, da-da-da. On the way back home, it's like, yo, we're on E, and we're nowhere near home right now. And everybody's like, yo, well, I only got $1, and y'all only got $2, and y'all only got $3. So yo, what we got? It's 6, 7. What we got? Man, that ain't gonna get us home. Well, we gotta do something. You know what I mean? But in the midst of doing that, we still feel well, we don't care. If we get stuck beside the road, at least the day, before all that happened, God kind of was we recorded, a song and got it complete. You know what I mean? It's complete, and we on to the next thing.
So even when that happens, you don't feel like that whole day was a waste.
Right.
And but those are things that happen all the time that people don't know about. It's because especially with artists that's recording, we're not millionaires. You know what I'm saying? We're not the Little Waynes and the Kurt Franklins and all of them of the world where we got $1 million studio and got $1 million in the pocket at the same time.
Right.
Once we pay to go to a studio now, you're sacrificing. Because I know there was an artist who used to come to the studio I used to record, and he used to go donate blood just so he can come to the studio.
Man.
So there are plenty of artists out there that got these stories, man, and it's crazy. But don't think for one chance that all of this is just for nothing.
Right.
Your legacy, you're creating your legacy. Because like I said, everybody wants your glory, but nobody never wants your story. A lot of people is not willing to do that. A lot of people don't know that my studio started off in a barn.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We started off in a barn.
Right.
Had an outside air conditioning unit. Every time we hit the record button, we had to cut that mug off. So it's 100 degrees outside. It's 100 degrees outside. It's about to be hot for the next 30 minutes. We in there begging.
That's crazy. I remember that jump.
Whoever recording, man, we had to beg them back. Hey, man, one hit a quitter, bro. One hit a quitter.
Right.
Get it right on the first try, man.
We get it right.
Boy, we in that mug sweating, boy. Like, yo, man, we in that mug sweating like we got an 84 build and the windows won't roll down in that mug, boy. Boy, we was in that mug sweating, boy. We like, hey, man, we don't even need to go to the gym. All you gotta do, come to the studio. You want to lose weight?
Studio, you good to go.
You want to lose weight? Come to the studio.
The boys used to make plans for the studio, talking about like snacks and everything, and we used to plan like yo, like, hey, mom, we're gonna be at the studio like all night. I'll see you at like 4 a.m. We get ready for work type stuff. Like, it was like that. Those were the days. But speaking of recording, I'm gonna tell you something. Like, one person I used to love watching the studio. Well, I love watching many guys in there, especially like, you know what I mean, like my homeboys and all my boys there. But one person I used to love, but also in a good way hate, was my boy Damien. I'm gonna explain why. Because first of all, like by this time, I knew who Damien was. I knew exactly who Damien was, but I never talked or communicated with him that much. But basically, in high school, the way it was like 2008, you had Damien and a guy named Rashid Harrell. Like my junior year, 2009, you had a guy named Curtis. I can't think of his name right now, but Curtis. And I've been told that 2010 was my name. So going back to Damien, first of all, I feel like, yo, okay, now I get to legit hear this guy sing and hear him like do an actual track. No, he can sing, but like, can he put all that on a track?
Right.
And I'm listening. Damien can go in the studio. I mean, he can hit a nasty run. I'm talking about a run that would probably make a female melt in her seat. Damien be like, nah, man, let's do it again. I'm like, no, what are you doing, Damien? No, leave it alone. He like, hey, nah, man, I'm just saying, though. I mean, I can do it better than that. Like, no, Damien, it's fine. It's fine, Damien. Please leave it alone.
Boy, he good. He crazy, good for that too, boy. Damien is really good for that, man. Like, he's a perfectionist.
He's a perfectionist, though, and I like that.
He's a perfectionist, man. Like, I seen too many times where he was like, man, let me hit this. He said, I got to do that run over, man. He said it sounded a little flat. I said, what part of the run sounded flat? He'll be like, go, and then he said, play it. So as an engineer, I done zoomed all the way into that one little section on the wave file. And I'm like, are you talking about this part right here on bar 36 or whatever? He was like, yeah, that right there. He said, listen to it. I'll play it back about 5 or 6 times. And listen to it in the headphones. I'm like, I don't hear nothing. I was trying to play it out the monitors. I said, man, I don't hear it, D. He was like, man, trust me, it's there. I'm like, okay. I'm like, all right. I said, well, how about this? Well, but I'm going to tell you a secret. Because see, with Damien is a perfectionist.
Yes.
And because he's a perfectionist, it takes a very long time for him to record records.
Mm.
So I got smart with Damien. This is why I say it's important for the engineer to know the artist and why they got to jail. Instead of letting Damien do that one part over and over and over and over, instead of letting him do that one part 6, 7 times in a row, and we done wasted a whole hour on this one bar, I said, Damien, just keep going. He said, what do you mean? I said, I'm going to create a playlist. He was like, what? He said, what? You can do that? This is when Pro Tools, this was a long time ago. Pro Tools, a lot of people didn't know about Pro Tools and how to work it. I said, yeah. I said, yeah, I'm going to create a playlist. I said, sing the verse 6 or 7 times, and then we're going to go back and pick the best parts.
Right. Exactly.
I said, or we can punch you in bar by bar. Because Damien, you know, his sinuses was real bad too. So a lot of times he be singing, then the sinuses will kick in and mess him up in the middle of it. And he be like, dang, man, and I love the rest of it. I'm like, okay, keep the rest, I'm gonna punch in. So your engineer got to know. He got to have them fast fingers when they come to punching in. Pow, pow, you know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to mess up the rest. You want to get You want to be able to fix exactly what the artist want to fix. And if the artist want to fix the word the and, you know what I'm saying? And be like, the and, you know what I'm saying? Then just punch in the and.
Right.
But the engineer got to gel with the artist. He got to gel with him, man. Like, you got to have that chemistry. If you don't build that chemistry, it's nothing.
Right.
Like, okay, back then we was doing a lot of things that we hear in the gospel industry today.
Mm-hmm.
God actually gave us that gift 10, 15 years ago.
Right.
But we were so young back then and we didn't have no manager. It was nobody there to say, hey, y'all need to do this and do that. And somebody there to try to help correct us. Nobody knew. So we just did what we thought was best.
Right.
But at the point, during this process, Damien got nominated for Inspiration Music Award at the North Carolina Underground Award Show.
Mm-hmm.
You and Siobhan, y'all end up winning the music award at the Shirley Caesar Awards.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys, actually, it happened so perfectly. Like, I'm like, dang, we really did grow because you guys won an award. Damien got nominated for an award. And we just some backyard boys from a high school that was recording in a barn.
Man, when you put it like that, that's crazy.
So that's what my whole thing is, man. Is don't give up on your dreams. Never give up.
Exactly. Because
the process is ugly. It's just like when the fellas when they wanted braids.
Oh yeah.
You got to grow that fro, bro. It takes a while to grow a good fro. And the process is ugly. Like all the boys right now yelling out beard game. Okay. But before that beard got full and you was able to put some oil on it, that mud looked like little knot balls, look like Kevin Durant hair on your face.
Like somebody threw some dirt and it just stuck there.
Yeah, it looked crazy, bro. It's a process. Everything is a process, man. And you can't cheat the process. That's why the way God wanted to do things is always and will always be 10 times better than the quick, fast money that the enemy wants to give you. When Satan gives you something, he'll be like, yeah, I can give you this $1 million a day. But what he did not tell you is that when you went and bought that $500,000 house and then you got to pay taxes on the money that you got, you ain't got no money.
Exactly.
You broke. But see, God don't work like that. God say, I'm not going to give you $1 million today. But he said, but I'm going to teach you how to make $1 million.
That's the key.
So
that is the key.
The reason why God said, now this is an ugly process, but when I teach you to make this $1 million, that means you're going to always know how to make it.
Right.
So you will never go broke. You just going to keep on making it. Now I'm going to tell you, in this process now, new levels, new devils.
There you go.
And the stronger them rascals get, the higher you go. You start dealing with stronger demons, man. And trust me, I'm dealing with it right now. I know I relocated, better situation, my studio 10 times better than what it was back in the day. But I'm dealing with a lot of demons right now. A lot. The process is ugly. That's the whole thing I begin to, is that it's a real ugly process. So we got to maintain what we're doing. We can't lose focus, and we got to keep the faith, and you got to keep working. So with that being said, I'm about to wrap up this podcast. So everybody out there, I want to appreciate y'all. I want to appreciate Jerrell coming in and just assisting here and just telling his side of things and his process, and just giving a little motivation to all of those that's coming up. So with that being said, keep your ears open, keep your eyes closed. And a lot of y'all won't understand it, but the true ones do. Peace.